friends. Welcome to your Sunday. Well, I was going to say, welcome to your Smackdown review. We are here. I think we are officially been, at least temporarily, drafted to Smackdown Radio, which is part of Radio Free Pro Wrestling. Hello. I am Brad the Dad still. After a few weeks of hiatus, I am wearing my yellow Simpsons shirt, and I'm hanging out here on a Friday night with a familiar face. His name is Greg, Father Feltham, and our host with the most. He's coming from America. His name is Shawn Burkhead. Shawn, thank you for inviting us over for, I don't know, like, it's a long weekend in Canada. Is it a long weekend down there?
Unfortunately, Brad, it's not a long weekend, but hey, I wanted to lend a helping hand out to bring the Smack Daddies over until we figure out what you guys are going to do with the future. But right now, this is a Smack Daddies powered by Radio Free Professional Wrestling.
Oh, I like that. All right, so Smack Daddies powered by Radio Free Professional Wrestling. And Shawn, we are here on a Friday night, and oh my dear God, I think we're watching the Bloodline turn again.
I can't believe you guys convinced me to watch this crap tonight. Like, seriously, I have not watched any wrestling since, in reality, since Money in the Bank.
Really?
I have not watched. I will be 100% transparent. I have not seen a wrestling match since Money in the Bank. I did watch the opening segment of Raw on Monday night and thought, my good God, there's no way in hell I can watch that shit on SummerSlam.
Dude, you are in for like 3 hours of...
I'm in. And that just gets me through the fucking pre-show.
Oh,
right. Like, if I heard someone, I think I was listening to Sean Ross Sapp earlier this week, explain like the reason WWE is making these pre-shows longer is they want it to feel more like a college football, Sunday football event where, you know, you have your friends come over early in the afternoon, you turn it on, you get your food, and you make a whole day of it instead of it being just a 3-hour pay-per-view of what you're going to watch. We're going to give you, you know, a 3-hour pre-show to go with it too. And I understand the rationale behind it, but sweet Lord, like, there's, you know, if I'm going to use my persona in the way it should, I had a minister friend at one point that would tell me that the mind can only retain what the arse can withstand. So, and that was the cue for, you know, you got to have that homily shortened up because you can only sit there for so long, and that's all your brain is going to retain. I can't do a 3-hour pre-show. I'm sorry. And then a 4-hour pay-per-view. We're talking like an AEW show at this point.
Well, you know, funny you say AEW because Saturday, besides the pre-show, AEW is running Collision at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I've got a feeling the reason why we get this 3-hour exercise pre-show is for the fact that the WWE is trying to stick it to Tony Khan and AEW.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think, you know, Tony Khan are trying to do their best to counter schedule WWE as best they can. But in reality, no one's going to watch. Well, I mean, it's going to be like any Collision. No one's going to watch it anyway. So really, if they do it at 5 o'clock or they do it at 9 o'clock, what does it matter? If a tree falls in the woods and no one's around, does anyone hear it?
I got nothing with that like comment, Greg. It's just, I think it's will be better than whatever the pre-show is, because I don't know how they filled 3 hours. There are 7 matches on SummerSlam. They are all singles matches, and 2 of them have stipulations. We have a Bloodline rules match after tonight, and we have a special ref match. That's it.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I think, honest to God, I think I'm probably going to be better off watching pre-taped Olympic stuff than watching SummerSlam.
Oh, Greg.
Honestly.
So he might be excited, Shawn, because in Canada, when we win more than like 10 or 12 medals, we start getting, especially in the Summer Olympics, we start getting very excited. And by Canadian standards, this has been a super successful Olympic.
Well, I gotta say, like, you have one of the best swimmers going now, probably a generational talent, and I feel like she will break Michael Phelps' record for most medals at the Olympics or in a career Olympics. I do believe he holds the most for swimming.
He just holds everything. Like, it's like they now call those meets now the Michael Phelps memorial meets.
But, guys, I know I wanted you guys to come on to talk about the SmackDown going into SummerSlam. I got to say, this was the worst go-home show to a freaking premium live event I have seen in my life.
Can't disagree.
Yeah.
No, I gotta disagree on that, because they've sometimes done those shows where they tape them the week before and then fly to like Saudi Arabia or something, and those things are stinkers too. But it seems, Brad, like when prior to our hiatus, we had consistently seen the SmackDown before, the big PLE has typically been a bit of a stinker.
Yeah, and I was expecting this one to be very good because last week we had a tape SmackDown, and usually after a tape SmackDown, the next live one is excellent. It's always very good, and this was meh.
I'm
the positive one.
This SmackDown was like a fart in church. Like,
all right, well, listen, we did get something awesome to start with: Logan Paul and the Prime Mobile.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask both of you, if you won a contest to win the Prime Mobile, would you take it? You can't sell it, you got to drive it.
I am more apt to take the Pope Mobile than I am the Prime Mobile.
Oh, wait a minute, Greg. I'll take it, and I'm going to drive it off a cliff.
Before or after you convince Logan Paul to get in the passenger seat?
Legal just told me that I need to make sure there's nobody else in the car besides me and let me jump out, so I'll say it that way.
Okay, so we're going to get 2 tag matches tonight. So neither of these make the card because we need to have 3 hours of pre-show. They couldn't even put these tag matches on the pre-show. So DIY versus the Bloodline and the Witches versus the Jacked ladies from down your way, Shawn. They're both from the South, I do believe.
Exactly. I got to say, between the 2 tag matches, it was something of they're getting just good going, and they decide, oh, hey, first one, disqualification on the ladies' part. Then the main event, we have a hope spot for Johnny Gargano. He's fighting off every single member of the Bloodline.
Oh, first, let's talk about your hero. He is somebody that I know that you love deeply, and he is Cody Rhodes is in our opening segment. How are you going to miss Mr.
Well, Brad, I've been thinking about this since about a week and a half ago as we're heading into this match at SummerSlam. And I got to say, after we saw the outcome of the main event, I got a feeling that Cody's story as champion is coming in tomorrow night. Solo is going to get that title.
Don't worry, Roman will save him.
No, it's too soon for that. I got a feeling that we're going to see the closing segment of SummerSlam being the new Bloodline holding 3 titles.
Greg, and since you're not going to watch, Greg, when you see the clip online, are you just going to be womp womp?
I can't believe, Shawn, that you could be more wrong than you are with that prediction. Like that, they're 100%. This is going to be Roman's return. Roman is going to cost Solo Sikoa from winning that title.
Okay, let's quickly go through the segment. So the segment is very simple. We have Cody coming out. He said instead of what do we want to talk about, it's who do we want to talk to. Out comes Solo. Solo and Cody go back and forth. There's a little bit.
Hold on, before you keep going, one of my favorite lines of the night was a comment that Corey makes about Solo Sikoa to Wade Barrett and how he wears his jacket very Wade Barrett-esque style, and it just made me chuckle.
Oh, yeah. And there is this great, Solo basically says, you're wasting my time. And Cody says he has to win because he has to get back at him for what he did to Kevin, what he did to Randy. He is going to get even with him. And he's going to beat him just like he beat Roman Reigns in a Bloodline rules situation. And Solo's not having it. He says, you know what, you keep saying this. And while he's calling him out and talking about the Bloodline rules match, we get Tama Tonga, we get Tonga Loa, we get Jacob Fatu. They're all coming in the crowd. Everybody circles the ring, and Cody acknowledged each of them. He acknowledges Tama Tonga. He says Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga. He's actually wrestled before, and he's not afraid of any of them, particularly the stupid son of a bitch that is Jacob Fatu. That seems like a bad idea. And Solo says, I can snap my fingers, and that would be the end of all of this. But I want a Bloodline rules match. And Cody accepts because he's an idiot.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is, Greg. That was the dumbest thing the champion could have done. Is like, oh, wait a minute. Let me give the challenger every advantage possible. Sure, bring them all down.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, it makes 100% sense because you're going to get Kevin Owens there to help Cody. You're going to get Randy Orton back to help Cody. And then, to top it all off, you're going to get Roman Reigns there to prevent Solo Sikoa from winning. So 100% makes sense.
And he'll just yell,
"Acknowledge me!"
Because Roman Reigns is going to have a bigger face pop than Cody Rhodes.
So Shawn thinks that we're going to get interference on this end. Our good old buddy Father Greg thinks that we're going to get all the faces come in. Now, the only thing I will say, Greg, is even if you're right, didn't we have a match on the first night of WrestleMania to try and prevent Bloodline rules?
Yep, we did. We did, in fact. We also had, Roman lose to Cody at WrestleMania, and this is the first time that Roman and Cody would be back in the ring since, because Roman Reigns just went away.
Okay, so are we going to get other cameos? I mean, The Undertaker's in town for a Dead Man show.
God almighty. Are you really trying to do this to me? Because you know how much I bloody hated that match.
I know, that's why I was picking on you. Listen, you know what you're going to hate more than this? Our boy, your favorite, your number one draft pick, number one in your heart, Greg.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, there was something I mentioned to Shawn earlier by text, and I want to bring it up here. I don't know if you saw, Brad, but
I saw.
Okay.
I know what you're about to say.
I was going to say, the big news out of this weekend is not about Roman Reigns coming back. It's not about, Tiffany Stratton and her pink briefcase, which we'll get to. Trust me, I know we're going to get to and spend a good, tight 40 minutes on. The big news I have this weekend is the announcement from Cody Rhodes on his Instagram that this is his dog Pharaoh's last work trip that he's going to go on, because Pharaoh is now 13 and is going to spend time at home going forward instead of out on the road. So my big question is, do we see Pharaoh tomorrow night going down to the ring with Cody?
Greg, I'm just hoping that he doesn't do it and just let Pharaoh stay in the bus, because can you just imagine Pharaoh at 13 years old listening to all that power going off at the SummerSlam entrance for Cody? I'm like, give him some extra begging strips.
So here's the thing. I had a senior dog who I lost about a year ago now. And when she was 13, she didn't hear a damn thing anyway. So she was deaf at that point. So, I mean,
I just think if we had known this in advance, we could have, instead of having Bloodline rules match, we could have had a Kennel from Hell and
dog collar match.
Pharaoh could have been roaming around the outside with a bunch of other dogs, and then Solo would have had no chance at winning.
All right, fair. All right, let's move on to
your favorite wrestler of all time, number one draft pick, number one in your heart, Carmelo Hayes in the barbershop. Greg, first of all, I know you love the barbershop. Secondly, you and Carmelo getting the same fade put in.
Dear God in heaven, I don't know why you keep making me watch this crap.
Burka, this one was not my fault.
Carmelo should be called Carm Loser.
Okay, so just for the record, we're running it back. Andrade versus Carmelo. Carmelo hits an awesome spring guard cutter off early, and he dodges the knees to the face. We see these things where these guys have done a couple of things to each other. So Spanish Fly is blocked, the nothing but neck gets blocked, and then we get a seesaw suplex. There's two commercials in this match, but the highlight is Andrade hitting his moonsault to the outside. There's a figure four. And literally out of nowhere, they're rolling around, and there's a high stack by Andrade to catch Melo. Shawn, I got to tell you, I like Carmelo, but can you make a case that they haven't botched his call-up?
Brad, this is the worst call-up in the history of call-ups, and I'm finally on the side of Gray freaking Falcon, where I'm going Carmelo doesn't need to be on TV no more. This match, Greg, tell Brad how long this match was too long. Just tell him.
Yeah, so a couple things with this match. One, why in absolute God's name is Andrade... Well, there's a couple of things I want to note here. Andrade got mentioned on this episode as Andrade... El Idolo, sorry. He got mentioned as Andrade El Idolo for the first time on SmackDown, which, to my knowledge anyway. So that surprised me because now obviously there's no way we're coming back to the CN Almost days, but c'est la vie. Then Andrade puts loser in a figure 4, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool, but why are you doing a figure 4? This should be bridged immediately. When he did it, I'm like, why haven't you bridged this to the figure 8? So then, as Shawn alluded to, like, when he asked me, like, how long should this match be cut by? And I'm like, easily by a figure 8 minutes, because this thing, yeah.
Okay. I will like to call Shawn, fact check him. The original call up for Karrion Kross, where he had the S&M gear, that may be worse. That was so bad that he got cut. They didn't bring Scarlett up with him, and instead they brought him up in the S&M gear, including the Gimp mask.
Okay, but I feel like he won a couple of matches, Brad. I feel like he won a couple of matches. I may have to go back. I may need to borrow your fact checkers to see if he won some matches, but Carmella is not getting any service done by this run.
So we did have a little group chat going tonight, and somebody mentioned, I think it was you, Shawn, said, well, he never did get that match with Lashley, and at the pace he's going, he will get that match with Lashley either in AEW or TNA, whichever one comes first.
Okay, so let's play my favorite bit of trivia. How many matches do you think Carmelo Hayes has had since he's been called up to SmackDown on the 26th of April?
10. This is his 10th match.
I'm going to go 12.
The answer is 9 if we're excluding the speed one.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to call that, if we want to include that or not, because it was against Ilya Dragunov.
Okay, so let's say 9, and you're now going to ask how many he's won, and I already know the answer to that. That's 2. Shawn, your guess? Are you going to say 2? Or
I'm going to say 1.
Oh, man.
No, the correct answer is 2.
Yes! I knew he only won twice.
He won his second match against Baron Corbin, and then he managed to defeat Randy Orton in that triple threat and Tamatonga in the Money in the Bank qualifier.
Fair point.
But he has lost everything, including the speed one.
And did we count Money in the Bank? Because he didn't win that either.
Oh, I counted that too. Sorry.
Future WWE,
I'm
future
incorrect.
WWE Hall of Famer.
I'm incorrect. What did I say? That was 9?
10. It was 10, counting the Money in the Bank.
10. Okay, so it is 11 then, because it doesn't include tonight's loss.
Oh, good. All right. So he's
2 for 11. So he does not even make 20%.
Number one draft pick.
Number one draft pick.
So, do you think Bronny has a better first year in the NBA, or does Carmelo Hayes have a better first year here on SmackDown?
When you said Bronny, I assumed you meant Breaker.
No, I meant Bronny as in the basketball book.
I got you. But at first I thought we were talking about Breaker.
They're okay. Both Melo and Bronny are both future Hall of Famers. Come on now. Calm down.
Maybe holding the door open for someone at the Hall of Fame.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, guys, Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. This match all went to the end because there was a big distraction at the end. Corbin was supposed to be there to help him.
You know what the big distraction was here? There's no goddamn Q-Tip of Doom. That's what my distraction was. I was looking for the whole match. No Q-Tip of Doom, Brad. So disappointed. Well,
and Baron Corbin now is instead of being the lone wolf, he is the burn the ships.
He's the burn the ships?
Yeah, that's what he did when he went down back to NXT. He called it burn the ships. He literally burnt his old gear. He burnt the lone wolf stuff. He burnt the king stuff. He burnt his waiter stuff, and now he's back on SmackDown as a face.
So he didn't burn his loser Baron Corbin with the stained shirt? Because, I mean, that's basically where we are. I mean, he really should give that gear over to Carmelo Hayes, because...
Greg, you just made a faction. Carmelo Hayes, Apollo Crews, and Baron Corbin. We never win.
The never winners?
Job Squad 2024.
No, they can.
No, that's insulting to job squads.
Yeah, Gilbert is the former light heavyweight champion as member of the Job Squad. Nobody in this trio would win anything. I just want them to wear stained shirts and I want to see them putting up the ring like they're young boys. It's like, you guys, when you win a match, you can no longer help with the ring crew. So this was, and the best part is this had nothing to do with this show. Although, you know what, and SummerSlam tomorrow, but Jade and Bianca cut a promo, and they're getting their titles back. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Well, guys, going into this set of matches at the second hour of SmackDown, we had a 50-50 chance. I knew one set of tag titles were going to flip, and for a second there, I was thinking maybe it would be the women's, and you put it back on Bianca and Cargill, and I was going like feeling bad for the Witch twins. But at least now we might have a new faction. We might have a Covenant faction with Blair Davenport, Alba Fire, and Aladon, and maybe they'll do something with the three ladies on SmackDown, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but then they're going to run into Jade, Bianca, and they're going to pick up the Glow, and that's not going to end well. Naomi's going to be back with her girls.
Yeah, you just ruined that for me. Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Okay.
So speaking of ruining things, Logan Paul comes out.
I wasn't sure if you were just going to skip over all of Logan Paul the way he was going.
No, because he said the best thing ever. He's getting some heat from his hometown crowd. And then he acknowledged the fact, how long has Logan Paul been champion? 270 days. How many times has he defended that title? Twice. That's the Roman Reigns schedule, baby.
No. There's this guy in Saskatchewan, I think, that was on a lesser defense schedule.
Yeah, at least Roman made the towns and did the acknowledge me shtick.
Yeah.
Oh, so Logan Paul apparently has this banner that was made with some officials. Notice they're not the mayor or anybody important. But
I was going to say, okay, the guy on the end, I thought was Teddy Long for the longest time. I was like, what is he going to throw us into a tag team match?
A tag team banner match. But the best part was when the banner did come out and it had the yeah on it, and it was clearly LA Knight had graffitied it. And then LA Knight, just the funniest thing, it's LA Knight going to go, I'm going to do a walk and talk, and I'm going to walk through the back looking for a new banner. And he runs them Pretty Deadly, and they start singing some combination of Cats and something.
Right, because they were still planning to do the was it the Pretty Deadly musical?
The Pretty Deadly musical, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Yeah Boy Summer.
Oh, it's a Yeah Boy Summer? Very good. I'm looking for that playlist in my Spotify right now.
He starts looking around. He's looking for this banner. And it's clearly, what the hell? What's going to be the punchline of this? Oh, wait, it was him stealing the Prime car. Now, the question is this a joke on Logan Paul? Or is the joke on LA Knight for having to drive for that ugly-ass car? Go ahead, Shawn.
I gotta say that I feel like the joke is on probably LA Knight for having to be in this feud now. And
do you know when this feud hit its peak?
3 weeks ago?
No, probably even before that. When Logan Paul, when LA Knight was pissing in Logan Paul's pool.
Yes, that was the best.
Your boy from LA. That's when this feud peaked. So here's my question for you both. What do you think the chances are on a scale of 1 to 10 that Logan Paul actually drove that vehicle at all?
3.5.
Right.
I'm going to say 1.5. He literally drove it from the parking space where the guy that drove the car into Cleveland left it. He drove it literally into the arena, and that was it.
I don't even think he did that. I think Brad's 3.5 is way too generous.
So the only question is, why didn't they just trash it?
They might tomorrow. LA Knight might drive it up into the stadium tomorrow night. Change it to a Gatorade car for all we know.
Drive it right into the Cleveland River.
Do you know what would be hysterical if they did a take on the milk truck or the beer truck and have it as a Prime truck, and he just hoses him down in the ring? That's
funny,
right.
Funny you said that. Do you see the sign in the crowd that said Prime energy drink tastes like the water from Lake Erie? I mean, dead center and during this segment, I was laughing my butt off.
Well, I kind of say that. I made that comment because I don't know if you noticed, but it almost looked like on the back of that Prime truck, there was one of those power guns that you'd see when you go to the Mooseheads or to whatever your local arena is, hockey arena or whatever. During intermissions, they do a t-shirt toss with the CO2 gun. I could see them rigging something up tomorrow.
I really hope that's a dangerous, with the t-shirts, they're soft. You shoot those plastic bottles into the crowd, some kid's losing an eye.
It's funny that you say that because I don't know about your way down there, Sean, but up here we're just starting to get our Christmas stock at Costco, and a Christmas Story advent calendars are out now. As you say about getting shot in the eye, Brad, that's what it made me think of.
Oh, I really want. Like I have a Lego one sitting right over there. Cannot wait for Advent this year. Okay, boys. Recap 1.
Anyone else amazed that we're 3/4 of the way through the show? We have our first recap, and this show has been crap up to this point.
It's I can't believe that all we basically had was the one recap showing how the Witches won their title. Logan Paul complains. Hannah Pierce is like, "Go get." Oh wait, no, this is.
Now you're reminding me because I got to talk. I got to say something here.
Nick Aldis made a joke about getting an official. Go ahead.
I got to say something here.
Clean up on Adam Pierce.
Clean up on Adam Pierce. Nick Aldis. I mean, we haven't really talked about it. We've alluded to it. I mean, last year when we did our end of year awards, my hardest worker for 2023 was Nick Aldis's suit. And tonight, I tell you, I think Nick Aldis went to like Men's Warehouse and picked up some cheap thing you found on the rack because that suit looked terrible for Nick Aldis tonight. I don't know what that was, but that was it's what I expect from Cleveland.
Shawn, did he lose his suit?
I got a feeling maybe he lost his luggage in the airport and he didn't have time to go anywhere else. He had a tailor fit. So he just literally went to the mall or had maybe Mickey James go to the mall and pick him a suit up. You know what? Take it back. It wasn't Mickey. It was probably Nick because if Mickey did it, that suit would have looked a lot better.
Do you know what this probably was? Like me, when I got stuck in the States, Delta was a complete pain, and I think I had 6 canceled flights. You're probably 100% right there, Sean. His suit probably got lost with Delta's check bags somewhere because the lineup to speak to someone when I was there was like 8 hours to talk to baggage. So, yeah, it's probably what happened.
Should have stolen the suit. By the way, I don't know if neither of you probably have watched both NXT and AEW. I know Greg hasn't for sure. So all you have to do is look at the suit jackets that the hosts of NXT were wearing, and the suit jacket that MJF was wearing is the exact same suit jacket.
Interesting.
I think they bought them both from the same gimmick place. It's both an American suit with eagles on it, and I was like, man, at least Nick Aldis, if that did happen, he should have tried to get one of that suit jacket and been like, F it, I'm just gonna wear the same red suit jacket everybody else has worn this week. I'm
looking now, I wonder if it's an Oppo suit.
Oh, I'm sure it's a standard one. It was just I saw the jacket on Tuesday, and then I had watched them out of order, and then I saw the jacket on NXT. I was like, oh, MJF had to be pissed.
No, it's the 4th of July ones they have here are like USA flag type ones, no eagles on it anywhere. So
this women's tag match had a double press and a commercial. And then after the commercial, they isolated Jade and hot tagged Bianca. And it's like the good guys are winning all until Blair Davenport, as you said, came out and attacked. So guys, this match proves nothing.
I spent this whole match wondering why one of the Witchy sisters didn't go outside the ring and grab a steel chair. Like, this whole match was like, where's the DQ? This is going to be a DQ. Like, there's no way this shouldn't be a DQ. If you're the heels, why aren't you cheating? Why aren't you going to get yourself disqualified here to keep your titles? And sure enough, that's what happened, but just in a different way. So
Shawn, this is a good faction, though, right? Like, I think these three should be great until they get squashed by Team African American.
You know what, Brad? You're right. This faction would work in a universe where you had great booking, and up to about 4 weeks ago, the last month of Smackdown, the booking has been kind of shaky. Now I got a feeling that you're right. They'll just put the foreigners up against Team America, and Team America will run right through them like a bulldozer.
They'll all wear red, white, and wait. So Bianca will wear red, Jade will wear white, and Naomi will wear blue. Get it? Red, white, and blue? No? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and then the witchy ladies and Blair Davenport can wear red, white, and blue for the flag of the United Kingdom.
I think they're all Irish, so it's like red, white, and
green.
Green, yeah. No, wait, orange, green, and white. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, Alba Fire is Scottish. I think Aladon is Irish, and if I remember right, Bear Davenport is actually from New Zealand.
Amazing.
So again, you can use the Great Britain flag, and it's the Commonwealth.
It's the Commonwealth. It's fine. Greg's right. Okay, so Johnny Gargano cuts the best promo on his way out. You see him with his kid. He kisses his wife. He talks about coming to this arena in 1996.
Whoa. Didn't we have something that we need to cover before this?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, we got a tight 45 minutes here we got to put in.
Okay, so recap number 2. That's all we get for the Bailey Nia build-up. Other than Nia comes in and gives our girl, Tiffy, well, not my wife's girl, but our girl, Tiffy, her lovely briefcase. Chelsea and Piper come in. There's a little bit of shade thrown. Tiffany makes a joke about her being green with envy. And yeah.
Berkey, first, I need to apologize to you that I this was not planned, but how Brad could have skipped over what was actually probably the best part of SmackDown. And I'm not even joking that this segment was probably the best thing on TV tonight. I apologize to you, sir.
I'm laughing because I think you guys are right. I think this is the best part of the show. That briefcase is bomb.
You know what?
Yeah. Money in the Pink? You bet your ass it is.
You know what? It took a generational talent and Tiffany Stratton to save this freaking show, and all her power just barely made this thing watchable. And oh, by the way, I gotta say, she is a generational freaking talent.
I don't disagree with anything you said.
Okay, so we'll save it for the previews, but I want you to both start thinking, is she going to walk out of the show tomorrow as champion?
No.
I'll hold my opinion until we.
I know you want me to hold it, but no, you're crazy. But God, if that pink briefcase is a one-night thing, I'm going to be pissed because that damn thing looks so hot.
Okay, so Johnny Gargano pours his heart out after kissing his wife and his kids. He does his I've been watching this since 1996 from this arena, and DIY come out like lambs to the slaughter because the Bloodline are behind them, and that's our match. DIY defending their titles against the Bloodline. Boy, oh boy. Like, guys, there is some cool stuff in this match. There's some spin kicks. There's an avalanche air raid crash from Ciampa, and they just fly. Like, there is kicks, but the Bloodline overwhelm them. They get the thumb to the throat at the end, near the end, and the best part about this is the Poison Rana that Johnny Gargano hits to Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu no-sells the Poison Rana and just demolishes Johnny Gargano. He gets thrown into the air for the pop-up Samoan drop. Oh my gosh, Samoan
drop.
That's it. And then he hits his pop-up springboard moonsault. Oh, and just cause he hits an Impaler DDT. Poor Johnny Gargano is splatted, and the Bloodline celebrates winning the titles over the dead corpse of Johnny Gargano as the people of Cleveland cry. His dad's restaurant burned to the ground, and they didn't even let him win his match, Shawn. What the heck?
I know. This is traditional babyface must losing their hometown booking from classic WWE. And as soon as we saw his family in the back and him kissing his child, we should all knew that they were DOA walking to the ring. Those championships were going to go to the Bloodline.
They might as well have had his dad there with a single tear rolling down his cheek as he's looking at a picture of the burned down restaurant just to put the icing on the cake. Greg, did he who should not be named sneak into the back and steal the pencil from Paul?
I don't think so, but I think Berkey, you've got the line of the night there. DIY was DOA, like here, like it's 100% accurate. Like, and you knew it, right? You knew this. The only way this was going to change is if this was going to be a schmoz finish. But once they had a schmoz finish in the last match, you're not going to do it 2 in a row, right? I mean, maybe if you open the card with the women's tag match and close the card with the men, you had a couple things in the middle. But yeah.
Is this the name of the episode then? Is it DIY was DOA?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we head into SummerSlam with Solo Sikoa with the 2 tag titles strapped over his shoulder. And if Burkhead has his way, he'll finish the next night. Two of those two on the shoulder as he holds up his first ever WWE title. But that is going to be after 3 hours of pre-show, one Jelly Roll concert, and 6 other matches, which will be making up our 4.5-hour SummerSlam card. Shawn, you said earlier, what is the window for the pay-per-view window on NBC on Peacock tomorrow?
Well, I know the pay-per-view is 4 by 11, but if you add in this 3-hour monster that is a pre-show, you're literally going to be sitting in front of your TV for 7 freaking hours on a Saturday afternoon into late Saturday night watching this wonderful thing that is called WWE SummerSlam.
All right, so let's wrap up this evening by doing...
Is anyone else begging for when they go that bring this to a 2-night event so that way you don't have to go and... Can you imagine 2 3-hour pre-shows for this? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, and so my running theory is that this... So let's just put a bow on some... Is there anything we would keep? If we were going to do a synopsis tonight, is there anything other than the briefcase ceremony that we would keep tonight?
No.
Greg, I'll go back with you. I'll second that. Cut everything except for Tiffany. We can do a 5-minute Smackdown. That was a 5-minute Smackdown.
Yeah.
Okay, what'll be more watchable? The 3 hours of talking that make up the pre-show, or this Smackdown?
Neither.
Well, after sitting through that 2 hours of whatever that Smackdown was, it might drive me to say I wanted to see what the preview show is now.
Everybody be watching Collision tomorrow.
No. And I'm not sure I'm even going to be watching. Yeah, I'm going to be watching the Olympics. Like, I'm going to find fencing or some bullshit to watch instead of this crap.
Okay, so we got 7 matches tomorrow night. I will go through the matches, and you can each pick your winner. And if there's a tie, I will chime in. Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship over on Raw. Shawn, and then Greg.
Well, I'm hoping Damian Priest lays waste to this substandard Austrian, and we finally kick that guy back to somewhere else, some other promotion. Hey, send him back to NXT for all I care.
Wow. All right, Greg, would you care to disagree?
That sounds oddly personal, Berkey. Like you hate this man for, what choices he's made in his life versus his skill in the ring, Berkey. I'm disappointed in you. No, Gunther is gonna. I'm torn because I want to say Gunther is gonna win here, and I think Gunther is gonna win here. But I don't know if WWE is going to hold off and do it at that Bash in Berlin or whatever they're calling that Berlin show in 3 weeks' time or whatever it is. I don't know. When we finally get Smackdowns at like 2:00 in the afternoon again. Thanks be to God.
That's kind of Smackdowns we love. All right, Bayley versus Nia Jax, and then I will get the pick, and then I will circle back. This time we'll go Greg and then Shawn.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Nia here.
Okay, I'm going with Nia as well, and I feel like maybe you want to go. Can I go ahead and say that I don't think Tiffany's going to cash in?
Sure, Greg.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Tiffany's going to cash in. I think it's going to be much more fun for WWE to tease the Tiffy Nia relationship for a while. So yeah, I agree. I think Tiffy's going to hold that briefcase for a while yet.
I could see the only way she cashes in tomorrow is if somehow Bayley pulls this out and she's just destroyed, and then Tiffy cashes in.
I think it's more likely to see Tiffy cash in on the Raw Championship at some point right now.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And see, Raw is going to be in Baltimore on Monday night after SummerSlam, so if it was in Cleveland, I would almost say you're right, Greg, and they would do it like the night after and have that as the big wow thing for the weekend.
Well, your other option is, depending on how this match goes, you could have the challenger Rhea Ripley in the next match and Liv Morgan. If Rhea happens to win this match, they could let Rhea go on a run, have a close match and win, defending her title, and then have Tiffany do the cowardly cash in. But first, we have to see, do you think, Shawn, that Rhea is going to get her title back?
No, she's not going to get her title back. And oh, by the way, Dominic Mysterio is going to side with Liv Morgan, and we're going to finally see Liv and Dom together. And this might be even more entertaining TV.
Greg, are you going to disagree?
No, I agree. I think it makes sense. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen there because I don't know what's going to happen with Judgment Day, but I'm loving crazy Liv Morgan.
I think we're going to get a Judgment Day split where we get Balor, Carlito, and that Dom and that whole crew. Yeah, I think that you might end up with just Damian and Rhea in some sort of loose affiliation on the other side.
Possibly.
Okay, Logan Paul and LA Knight for the U.S. title. Go ahead, Greg. You get this one first. Sorry, Sean. Does Logan Paul need to keep the title until his brother fights Mike Tyson?
No, I think Logan Paul's losing. I think LA Knight's going to win here.
Sean?
I'm hoping that he loses this title tomorrow night on SummerSlam, especially after this week. I know we haven't talked about it in the review so far, but if you check out Twitter this week, both Logan Paul brothers have been jerks. So if it was me, if it was my WWE, that guy would not get his title match in Cleveland. I would take that U.S. title, and I would let LA Knight have a gauntlet match or something, and Logan Paul can pound rocks.
Wait, when have any of the Paul brothers not been absolute jerks online?
Well, granted, Greg, fair point, but I feel like after what they did on Thursday, I feel like if I was the WWE, I would just be like, Logan, give me that title. See you later. Take your prime with you.
So we're running right now head-to-head against the Sami Zayn comedy show, and tomorrow night he'll be running into Braun Breaker. Does WWE pull the trigger on the second attempt for Braun Breaker, Sean?
I think they're going to do it, Brad, but it's a month too late. They should have done it when they originally wanted to do it, but they decided, oh, hey, that's a B show. We want to do it on a more big level, so let's wait till SummerSlam. And I'm like, you already showed us the match. Now you want us to think like a month later he's going to be able to beat Sammy.
Greg, do you have any way you can disagree with this?
I disagree having to watch this crap again because it wasn't great the first time, and I'm sick and tired of seeing Sami Zayn win by the skin of his teeth. So yeah, Braun Breaker is going to squash him here, and they didn't do it in Canada, fine, whatever. But I don't need to see this match again. I don't want to see this match again. I would rather Sami Zayn not be on this card if I'm being 100% honest.
Okay, so before I get a pick for this final match, I'm going to go back to Greg and then Sean.
Hold on, you still have two matches.
No.
You skipped over 4.
Did I skip over number 4?
Yeah, I thought on purpose.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yes. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline Rules match. We've already established. I'm pretty sure, Sean, you're taking Solo. Greg, you're taking Cody. Now, Roman. Are we seeing Roman tomorrow?
No, Brad. You're not seeing Roman tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the crescendo of the new Bloodline. This is their in-games segment where we see Solo bask in the glory that he thinks he's won everything, that he's the master of the universe. Then we see Friday on SmackDown. Maybe Paul Heyman comes backstage, throws that phone up and goes like, call Roman Reigns. And we save this to Bad Blood.
I'm literally here Googling, is pot legal in Tennessee? Because I want to know what you're smoking. I literally just did that.
I'm booking a great way to do the story.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Roman Reigns is coming back tomorrow.
And
mark my words. Roman Reigns
to build towards Survivor Series of Vancouver, which was announced this week, because we're getting War Games, Bloodline versus Bloodline.
The only way that it'll be great if we get War Games is if we also get Charlie Dempsey's dad showing up.
War Games. Listen, Sean's former partner, who now has a radio show, I think he could do a mean yelling War Games with a British accent.
I need to do that. I need to ask David to do that. That would be cool.
It'd be a great sound effect. Almost as good as this sound effect.
This rebel heart!
That is from a long time ago in a podcast network that doesn't exist anymore.
In a podcast network far, far away.
Far, far away, yep. That was the Rebel Heart yell. I almost forgot I had that. I was going to play it during the Johnny Gargano one. So, CM Punk...
God knows you're not going to need it on SummerSlam.
Damn. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth freaking Rollins is the referee. Okay, so before we ask your picks about who's going to win, Start with Shawn, go to Greg. Is CM Punk going to make it through this match without getting hurt?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question now, ain't it?
It's the actual question. Like, I think Punk will finish the match. I don't think that's the question. But
Okay,
will he be healthy at the end of this match enough to have another match next month?
Okay, I will say yes because they're going to keep this short, and I got a feeling that Seth is going to screw this match up somehow. It may go 20 minutes, but at the end of this, Seth Rollins
That's not short.
Okay, for a main event, normal main event. Okay, let me backtrack. I'll say 12 minutes. We'll go 12 minutes. Seth lays them both out, and we end the show like that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this match doesn't main event. We'll have Cody versus Solo be the main event.
Greg, is there any? So, is your buddy Phil, is Pepsi Phil, making it through this?
So here's the honest to God truth. If I do watch SummerSlam tomorrow night, and we're talking right now, that may be a 20% chance. My hope and prayer is this match is last, so I don't have to watch this crap. Because after watching Monday night, I don't want to see either of them. I don't want to see Big D. I don't want to see Pepsi Phil. And I think most of all, I don't want to see what fucking shit Seth Rollins is going to be up to. Because that god-awful thing, like, I mean, I know some conservative Americans were pissed off with the opening ceremony of the Olympics, but they obviously did not watch Raw on Monday night. Because what Seth Rollins had on was offensive. It was offensive.
So Greg, I know you don't want to watch this match, but when you scroll through Twitter the next day, who's won?
I don't care. I honestly I'm at that point where I don't care because I want them both to lose. Like, my ideal scenario here is both of them are out for a long time, that I don't have to see either of them again, and Seth Rollins is too.
Triple quad tear. Okay.
Yep, a triple quad tear. I would be more than happy to see the three of them. I kind of want the three of them in the ring in that Spider-Man pose, the two Spider-Men, the three Spider-Men pose. That's what I want to see at the end of that. Yep.
And they tear their biceps when they try to point.
Yep. And that's a better booking to the end of SummerSlam. I can tell you right now.
Sean is like, Sean, can you pick a winner? Greg's in fine for him tonight. So I asked him for a winner. Greg's choosing multiple injuries and surgeries. Sean, is there actually going to be an outcome to this match?
Okay, I get it. I got my finish for this match is Seth Rollins lays them both out. He puts Drew on top of CM Punk, counts to 1, 2, 3, and he walks off. So Drew McIntyre wins this match.
Do you know what would be the only way that gets better, Sean? Is if he lays them both out, counts to 10, and then walks to the back.
Oh, that's even better.
Amazing. I like that better.
All right, it's like, you both lose.
Oh, that would be so good. Can you imagine? And he doesn't like slow count. He stomps.
No,
and
I can hear him doing 1, 2, 3, like 4. With the way he conducts his song. I can see him doing the 3,
oh, that's
4.
So good.
Oh yeah, no, I can book. You know, Berkey said to me earlier tonight that he thinks that I'm secretly booking SmackDown now, and I'm booking better than what the crap we're going to see tomorrow. I can 100% guarantee that.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be. I'm going to go with shenanigans for sure that will lead us to Punk versus Seth. But my bet would be, if I was picking, I mean, maybe these three, because I don't think you should put Punk in a match by himself. I think maybe these three end up in Hell in the Cell at Bad Blood.
Oh, dear God. Please no.
Is that what's next after this?
So
is it
we
Bad
have
Blood?
Bash in Berlin, and then Bad Blood, which is like literally it's the anniversary of the first Hell in the Cell.
I would rather see Godfrey as world champion versus Seth freaking Rollins. Please give me that match instead of what Brad wants. Please, dear God.
I didn't say it's what I want. I'm just saying, like, the smart way to book Pepsi Phil from now on is triple threat matches. He can do the Brock spot. They can beat him up at the beginning, pile chairs on top of him, and he can lie there the whole match.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So the Bash in Berlin is the end of August, and Bad Blood is going to be first weekend of October.
Right, and then we get a Saudi show and Survivor Series, and Survivor Series will end our PLE run for the year.
Interesting.
And then we will have no more until Netflix.
Crown Jewel November 2nd, you're right. And then War Games November 30th.
Survivor Series War Games from Vancouver. they're going to have to smuggle a cage across the border. Plus, Shawn, the reason why we're so excited is that we have these PLEs, and then after that, everything's on Netflix.
Okay. Bit of trivia for you, though. This will be, what was the last WWE event to be held in Vancouver, and when?
It was a secondary show. I'm going to say
It was
like Backlash 2008.
All right, Shawn, let's see, closest without going over here.
I don't have a response to this one. I think I'm getting confused. I'm thinking of the one time that Lance Storm had a match on a pay-per-view in Vancouver, but I think it was a WCW show where he won a title or something. Was that the one where he had like the rules and it was like he made the rules as he goes through the match?
The Saskatchewan hardcore title, yes, and he made the matches up.
So I don't have an answer for this one. So hit me with the answer, Greg.
Okay, I'm just looking to see. That must have been a WCW show. This is the first pay-per-view PLE in Vancouver since Rock Bottom in Your House 1998.
Wow.
When it was held in the same building, which at the time was called General Motors Place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wonder what the site fee was for Vancouver.
Yeah, I don't know, but that pay-per-view had Dwayne Gill as champion with the Job Squad defeating Matt Hardy, Kevin Quinn defeating Brian Christopher, Triple H with Billy Gunn, China, and Road Dogg defeating Draws with Animal, the New Age Outlaws defeating the Acolytes by DQ, D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry with Jacqueline and Terry Reynolds defeating Supply and Demand, The Godfather, and Val Venus, the Headbangers defeating the Oddities, Steve Blackman defeating Owen Hart, the Brood defeating the Job Squad, Goldust defeating Jeff Jarrett, the New Age Outlaws defeating the Corporation, Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock, and Mankind defeating The Rock with He Who Shall Not Be Named and He Who Is in Airport Lounges with Tony Khan, and finally Stone Cold defeating The Undertaker.
Wow, that card is either really great or really dreadful.
But yeah,
that is Attitude Era at its finest. Dear goodness. So, well, I can say that Tony Khan's airline buddy and He Who Should Not Be Named won't be in this Vancouver show.
That is a safe bet.
So, guys, Shawn, thanks for having us. We were like hanging out on a Friday night, like old times.
Well, it's nice to have you guys on, or actually to host the Smack Daddies for a while until you guys decide what do you want to do with the show. I mean, I would more than love to have you guys stay with us, but if you guys want to be on your own, say la vie.
I don't even think we know what we're doing.
We don't. It's funny. I got asked that just before we went on the air tonight, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't talked to Brad. I literally haven't talked to Brad since we had dinner in person. We had dinner, 2-3 weeks ago now? Maybe it's a month?
Yeah, it was the last Friday we were supposed to record.
Yeah, so the last time I saw Brad in person and the last time I've actually seen his face. So
yeah, we have to sit down and talk about it, but we don't know. This was fun. So we're just kind of like, it was not what we expected.
We're free agents.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
We are free agents. This week we are in MLW. Next week we could be in TNA. Who knows? We are like
MVP. Soon we're going to be doing GCW. We'll just show up there.
Yeah.
We'll blood sport somebody.
Yeah, you never know. Any fluorescent light bulb tubes around?
Oh, that's the one where there's no ropes and they just beat the shit out of each other like jujitsu style.
Oh, sorry, you say GCW, I automatically think of like fluorescent light bulbs and shit.
Don't sit in the front row.
This is the glass shard section.
It's smoking or non-smoking, and the smoking is inhaling the stuff inside of the tubes.
All right, this has gone off the rails, and honestly, again, the highlight of tonight is Tiffy's pink briefcase. So that's it.
And that is the highlight from the show, but the highlight from this podcast is Shawn Burkhead with the title of this episode, which will be DIY DOA.
Well, I gotta say, it was great having you guys on this Matt Daddies episode, powered by Radio Free Professional Wrestling. I will be back Monday night doing Radio Free Professional Wrestling with my co-host Ashley as we break down SummerSlam dear God, I don't know what I got myself into, but hey, we're going to review SummerSlam. So we'll see you Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend.
Bye.